Super Bowl 59 Bets and Strategies. Alright, this is that time of year for one of the best holidays of the year where you can have fun and join friends and enjoy the game. So we're going to talk about what kind of bets you can make at the Super Bowl. There's a couple prop bets I like, which you can also do a parlay with. Now, I'm not a big fan of parlays, but there is one in particular that I might go for this time. I will also be talking about DraftKings DFS Fantasy Showdown. I like doing these contests on these types of games, but generally multiple lineups. So I will be talking about all this stuff coming up. If you are looking for a good spot to make a wager, you can always click on the link in my bio for Bovada. That is one of the best online casinos you can use. So this is the Super Bowl, so we only know so much because these two teams have not played each other this year. So we can only go by stats and kind of how we think the game is going to flow. I personally think this is going to be a higher scoring Super Bowl. Keep in mind that these are my opinions and anything can happen. The first thing I think is that Mahomes is going to give Kelsey a touchdown. We know that's their star player and they want to hit him for a touchdown. The Eagles, on the other hand, want to give Saquon Barkley a touchdown because he's the reason they got there. I mean, obviously Hurts is good and there's some other pieces to this team, but Barkley has been just an absolute beast. So I think these two players are going to have a big game and each get a touchdown. Which brings me to the first bet I kind of like is betting an anytime touchdown on Kelsey and Barkley, and you can combine these two in a parlay. The one thing is with these two quarterbacks, I don't trust the yardage. The playoffs, we've seen a lot of quarterbacks going under the yards. They've been underperforming on passing. This is the Super Bowl, so anything is on the table. They could flop the whole game script like they haven't played the whole playoffs. You just never know in the Super Bowl. So what you need to do is find some players that could possibly sneak up and have a great game. The one player I like on Philly is Dallas Goedert. I know that's not a really deep pick, but the Chiefs are ranked 27th against tight ends on the defense. On the Chiefs, I kind of like DeAndre Hopkins. I think that he's somebody that could pop up and have a big game. We know his past. We know he has a big history of putting up big games. He's been a little quiet, but this might be the spot where they use him. You just never know on a pick like that if it's going to work out. Sometimes you just take a shot with somebody like that. Let's talk about the DraftKings Showdown contest. In this contest, you're going to pick a captain and then 5 flex players. The captain spot, you're going to pay 1.5 times the salary for that position, but he will also get 1.5 times the points. It is the most important spot because you must have the best captain in most cases to win the tournament. Yes, you can win without the best one, but it better be really close to it. So on the showdown contest, you're going to need to find that sleeper who's going to go off. That's how you're going to have the best shot at winning this. Now you also want to leave a little money on the table and not spend that complete salary, as that will give you a better shot at having a unique team. This is where someone like DeAndre Hopkins comes in because he's a player that is capable of having a big game. He can possibly be used at a lower ownership and his salary fits in where you can get a nice team. If you use a receiver or a tight end in the captain spot, it is best to pair him up with the quarterback. Also is reverse. If you have a quarterback in the captain spot, put a couple receivers underneath it. Barkley is going to be a very popular captain spot. If you're going to do multiple teams, you definitely got to throw him in a couple, along with Jalen Hurts, and also Mahomes and Kelsey are going to be the top options here. It's also not a bad idea to throw a kicker in the flex spot as well, as they can produce 10 or 12 points sometimes at a reasonable salary and let you get some better players as receivers. All right, let's get a big win this weekend. And remember, don't get too crazy betting too many bets, as that'll offset your winnings. Leave a comment on your favorite player this weekend.